cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap News Network.
I was with Rich Trapper.
I was with you.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. Back in this thing, back in this thing. It's like cracking this thing here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledgeito you're not finna get in nobody's collegeito. Make sure you hit that notification bell at the top. Hit all, stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. Hit that like, hit that hype, hit that comment, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that share button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Make sure you tap in. Leave a comment because we're going back to the chili giveaway. So when we get to 31,000 subscribers, we're going to make sure that we pick the best comment between now and 31,000 subscribers. And we're going to give you some chili, big dog. So it's important that you comment. It's important that you comment. It's important that you comment. Once we get 31,000 subscribers, we're going to make sure that we let y'all know an exact date and exact time that we will be doing a live to give away that money. You got Cash App, you got Apple Pay, you got Zelle, you got Venmo. Don't worry about it. We're going to make sure you get that chili. Make sure you hit that like button, that comment, that good subscribe button. TNN Trap News Network. We taking it back to the basics, man. Let's jump into this news. All right, man. We finna jump back into this Kantiana, man. Our Prophet is giving us some news we can use. Some knowledge we ain't finna get nobody's college, man. Make sure you get that like, comment, subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. News you can use, knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. Hit that like, hit that hype button, and make sure you tap in with the tap in, man. Our Prophet going into some more information about the superseding indictment with Big U. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Dangerous in the hands of a prosecutor because they can mention things that you're not being charged with as a crime. Like just because they're turning like the WACK100 stuff into an overt act does not mean WACK100 made a police report, or I mean, I don't know what WACK100 did or didn't do, but don't think that. It just means if it's racketeering, it's a RICO, these are just part of your continuing pattern of criminality. They don't have to be listed as a crime. Often like sometimes in real bad cases where there's a lot of murders, they may only charge you, like the Best Friends in Detroit, the gang from the 80s, the Hitman gang. They charge them with maybe 15 murders per se, like exact murders, but they mentioned 40 or something, and you would think, well, how can you just mention something? Doesn't that prejudice like a jury or judge against? But that's what a RICO is. It's even if we can't charge you with these things individually, we're gonna mention them all. So they added the overt acts. I think in reference to Nipsey Hussle, they added overt acts of him on phone calls. Remember, this is all in the first indictment, and I'm going to repost some part of that in a little while. I'm not beefing with Nipsey Hussle, because if I had been beefing with him, he would have been dead. Well, he was dead by that time, so you take that for what it means. He's saying, I'm the hunter of the Rolling 60s. Nipsey wasn't bigger than me. I'm the biggest Rolling 60.
Now, making those kind of statements on the phone and the feds having that on the wiretap and those being your own words, it's going to be ugly to prove otherwise in court, because you're making yourself basically the self-proclaimed leader of these fraternities, and that's what you want to make sure is the actual opposite is. Make sure the actual opposite is when you're doing your 1-2 step like Sierra. So it's just, yeah, bad time to say that.
Now, a statement like that is equivalent, I mean, for the prosecutors, them saying that some members of the Rolling 60s are organized crime, that's like a guy saying, he ain't the boss of the Gambino crime family, I am. So
yeah, that is pretty much the same thing as saying that. That was a pretty bad quote. It's not the type of attention you want in these moments.
That's why these things are being turned. So all this stuff was in the initial 103 or 132 page, whatever, indictment. They were just like background. Now they're overt acts proving an ongoing RICO conspiracy. So if you're saying that Big U ran something called the Henley Enterprise that overlapped with some portion of the Rolling 60 Street Gang, him saying, I'm the biggest Rolling 60, I'm the hunter, anyone says anything against me, I, period, will, period, kill him, period. Nipsey couldn't have been beefing with me because if he was, I would have killed him. These are all proof. Now, when his son got killed, which is sad, but I don't know anything about it, but obviously one would think someone took the opportunity to Big U and whatever his muscle being locked up or people jumping ship to kill his son because maybe somebody feels like Big U killed their son. I'm sure many people do, or some people do. Whether he did or not, I couldn't tell you. So, the new charges are new crimes, are stuff like introducing contraband to a prison, so selling cell phone, I guess recently having people take cell phones into prisons and selling them. Maybe some of it is drugs into prison, and the prosecutor describes it as Big U's enterprise.
Yeah, now if you're still introducing contraband and cell phones and drugs into the jail, the prosecution is gonna look at it. The prosecution is gonna look at it like, oh, this nigga's just doing whatever. He has no boundaries. He has no limitations. He's gonna continue to run this criminal empire, whether he's in the streets, whether he's on the jail. It doesn't matter. This is what this guy does. They're gonna try their best to hang you with that.
Even included preying on inmates by selling them phones and drugs. So I don't know if you're in prison and you wanted a cell phone and Big U had someone bring it up and you paid for it. I don't know if you think of it as him preying on you, but that's what the prosecutors say. So there is no new revelations about, something to do with Nipsey Hussle. If you don't know what I think happened with Nipsey Hussle, if you didn't see what my take on it, I think circumstantial evidence points to, they had a fight in front of people, and this led to him getting on the phone with different people saying, I'm the biggest Rolling 60, he's not bigger than me. Nipsey did not disavow his gang membership, so there was probably this struggle, or at least an unspoken struggle of who was who. But Nipsey had to be the more, it would be more attractive to be part of his crew because he's a celebrity, was a celebrity, and was generating, he might not have been generating more money. Hard to say. Sounds like, Big U was picking up. It does, in a summary of it, I think there's more overt acts of pressing different business people. He threatened to, he was in some business in South LA and they weren't going to give him a discount. He said he was going to tear the place up. It seems like he was kind of carrying himself like a mafia boss. Everywhere I go, hey, I want this. Give me some of that. My hand in your pocket. I want some of what you got. Donate some money. Give me this. Buy me that. And you made a mistake by putting yourself in his orbit. Now, I wonder, though, they're going to have to get I wonder who's going to testify against him. Some of these celebrities or business people.
Now, this is where it's going to get super tricky at. Who's going to testify? When we get into the who's going to testify, the situation is going to go from bad to absolutely worse. And then we're going to all find out exactly who the snitch is and who the lead witness is and who the confidential informants are.
Other than that, Mark Morrison, the weed shop owner, he's no good his testimony's not gonna put anybody in prison for a long period of time because I don't want to misspeak, but he had some pimping charges, and you know what comes with that. What type of registration comes with that? He had mailing drugs to Ohio. I mean, so a defense attorney could make him look bad on the stand. They're going to have to get some of these celebrities. If they're going to call what Big U was doing extortion, somebody's going to have to say they gave the money under duress. Like they keep showing Draymond Green and Shaq. And yeah, I know it's fun on the internet to say, boy, it's extortion.
Yeah, you do have to show that somebody was being forced or being like pressing and doing this. You can't just say that, oh, it's an extortion because we say so. You do have to show an unwillingness to pretty much give this money up. You feel me?
You know, but is it really extortion, or were those guys donating to something and Big U and them were just pilfering the money? Brick Baby may be subject to some other indictment as well, though, too. I'll have to do a separate thing on that, but there's in some of the motions to suppress, there's some more wiretaps. It shows part of the wiretaps. He has extensive conversations about selling people guns, multiple guns, and talking about having narcotics, his bags marked with the T. Now, I think that was just, might have been putting his weed in the dispensaries that Big U would go rob. And it was like, well, whatever you rob, if it has a T on it, give it back to me. But Brick Baby has a lot of gun sale stuff. And they had wiretaps on Big U in this is mentioned in the motion to suppress, like 2016, 2018. Some of it was out of Georgia. There's wiretap stuff and maybe Rolling 60 type stuff out of Georgia. And we know Quando Rondo had his indictment. I wouldn't be shocked to find out Quando Rondo told them about, provided some information about Big U or something that led to a wiretap. Because the Quando Rondo was...
wouldn't that be the craziest thing if Quando Rondo was a part of this indictment as an informant? That would be wild.
Indicted in Macon? Where's he from? Savannah, Macon, for a Rolling 60 thing. And there is wiretaps that were put on Georgia phones or out of Georgia on Big U. So they were on Big U for years. I think that the murder of Rayshawn Williams out in Las Vegas is what caused them to bring the case in. Because they had been wiretapping on it, but he never did anything that was quite... See, the same exact thing happened to Suge Knight. There's a bunch of stuff about Suge Knight, same exact stuff, getting money from athletes, businesses, taking stuff from people, making people buy him stuff, but it was never quite, because remember, like, this stuff is serious and it's bad, but a federal prosecutor, especially in a big-ass city like L.A., well, there's crazy stuff going on, right? I mean, there's, gang stuff where they got 8 murders, 12 murders, Mexican mafia, white skinhead killing people in prison and all kind of crazy stuff. Not to mention huge drug stuff, not to mention massive fraud, billion-dollar fraud cases. So they got some gang member who's beating people up and, making, somebody give them some money and taking somebody rapper's chain at a club. It's just not enough of a priority. A lot of people, many people, I'm sure I've been on phone talking about minor crimes. It's just not a priority. The feds are there to indict high-level cases. And the Big U stuff he knew, I don't know if it was just luck or he knew how to do it to where it's kind of like people know what you're doing, but it's not quite enough to like I know people who made significant sales to a federal undercover, but it took the police, the DEA, some time to get in the house, and they flushed the bulk of it, and they got caught with, like 4.5 ounces or something, and the DEA never pressed the charges, because the DEA doesn't exist to make 4.5 ounce cases. Now, I mean, maybe back in the day, or if it was hard or something, but they choose not to pick stuff up federally. People always get, you know how much weed got caught in the mail in the last 10 years? Other stuff caught in the mail. I know people got boxes caught in the mail. Then the charges never come because it's just not quite big enough. Or you got caught with 8 pounds of meth. Well, we got 10 sets of people that had 80 pounds and up, and so we're going to charge them. But we got your name on file, and when we get you for something serious or we have to bring you in, like...
We're going to put that meth on you, too. We're going to put you on file. We ain't going to get you now, but don't worry about it. We'll be back for you, little guy.
The murder, like, he's killing people now. He's not just saying he's killing people on the phone. We got a murder we're directly linking to him. Now all the stuff from your past gets brought up. And that's why Suge Knight had to take a 27-year plea agreement when, frankly, if you remember Suge Knight, even if he was kind of pressing Dre inappropriately, the bottom line was he was in a parking lot. The guy gets punched by another guy who was a big guy and a known whatever street guy, and he backs up and tries to get away. How the hell that gets you 27 years in prison? Well, it's because they showed Suge all this other stuff, and they would have indicted him like they did Big U, with all these extortions, robberies. They would have had overt acts of you did this to this one and that one. Look, the internet is full of celebrities telling stories about, Jamie Foxx and Suge Knight would come to the party. He would show up at everybody's party and everyone would get scared. Because the LA has some weak-ass police, really. And it's so big and there's so much going on and so many celebrities. And the celebrities be relaxed, like, it's just 8 of us celebrities at this house, and shit, some real gang members are here. Like, what are they gonna do other than give it up? New York there's so much police everywhere. You're not gonna go extort people on Wall Street, or you're not gonna extort celebrities like that there unless they put themselves in the line of fire. If you stay in Manhattan in one of those big buildings, the police are around. Like, guys aren't just gonna pull up and intimidate you. Not on Wall Street. Just not physically possible. Anything's possible, but you know what I'm saying. So, Big U's in the same predicament as Suge. Or Suge was in the same predicament as Big U, and you see he pled out for 27 years. They're adding these overt acts because you only need, I don't know what the number is, 3 to prove, 3 overt or 5 overt acts or something for the RICO. So the more overt acts they can add officially to the record, like chasing WACK100, like talking on the phone and saying, I'm the biggest Big 60, I'm the hunter of the...
Like chasing WACK100 is crazy.
Big 60s, even though that's not a crime in and of itself, it's an overt act. And if you prove enough of them, you prove the RICO. So you can, once you start having, I think they're up to over 150 overt acts. How are you going to beat 150 incidents? They just got to show that a few of those occurred. Interestingly, there was not that long ago, 2 years ago, there was a Korean member of the Grape Street Crips who they gave him a long stretch. They gave him about 20-some years or 27 years in Koreatown, they have kind of like their own underground nightclub type of thing where I guess it's in the Korean culture, like, you go to the club, you buy a bottle of liquor, girls are brought over to you. And it's not necessarily prostitution, but you pay for them to sit and talk to you, and then it might lead to prostitution. And there's these vans that would drive the girls around and drop them off at the clubs. And this Korean Grape Street was taxing them. So what Big U did, or is accused of, is like 20 times that, what that guy did, and he got over 20 years. So they're just adding overt acts, so it's going to be harder and harder for him to beat all of them. And especially when the overt acts are his voice on the phone talking. How do you beat that? How do you get out of that? Well, you can't, probably. How old is Big U? He's late 50s? I mean, people live to be older these days, but he's a big guy. Usually bigger people don't make it just because it's harder on your heart. Hard to see him getting out. I don't know, but it'll be interesting. They're going to have to, if he can beat that murder. But like I said in my story yesterday, the studio owner, whoever it is, I think it's Molly Mall, who's under pressure from the feds.
Yeah, Molly Mall's for sure gonna be a snitch. Molly Mall's for sure gonna give it up under pressure under the feds. Otherwise, they're gonna take him, and he ain't finna go do no time for nobody.
When these criminal conspiracies finally fall, all this stuff that didn't seem like a big deal or you got used to doing. So any of you that are, not that anybody watches my show does anything illegal, but all these things you're doing on a daily basis that don't seem like a big deal. Like I used to tell people, say you're middlemanning drugs. If you just sell a ounce of cocaine a day, or a little more than an ounce, that adds up to $1 kilo a month, which is 12 kilos in a year. Say you're just middlemanning about an ounce of crack a day, which is kind of a lot, but it's not really. You might only be making, in Detroit, I don't know, you make $50. I don't know what stuff was going for. I can get them for $7, and you come get them from me for $7.50, and you get one every day, and maybe on Friday you get 2, so it adds up to $1 kilo in a month. 5 kilos or more of crack put you at some real bad sentencing guideline, like, I'm sure a 10-year minimum, or maybe more, maybe a 20-year minimum. So if I'm just making $50 a day all year, middlemanning 1 ounce crack deals, oh no, that gets me to 12 kilos. No. To get to 5 kilos, no, I just got to sell a half ounce a day. I'm middlemanning a half ounce a day. I might only be putting, I can get a half ounce for $3.50. I'm gonna give them to you for $3.75 sometimes. So I'm making $25 to $50. Then over the course of a year, I'm at 5 kilos. If they want, they could add that up and give me a conspiracy that's equivalent to like a BMF conspiracy where, your minimum sentence is 20 years. What do you want to do? Now, they don't do that to people because it's not worth, if they got you on a wiretap and all I'm doing is selling people half ounces and ounces of crack, they're not going to make me a target. They're going to let the local police catch me with something and send me to prison for a couple years. Not because they don't think it's bad what I'm doing, but there's people that's obviously selling, just like I'm selling an ounce a day, they're selling a kilo a day or more. So they have to make them a target, and they're killing people. Many drug people get on the police radar and don't get taken down because they don't shoot anybody. They don't kill anybody. So who are you going to go hit? The people with 8 murders or the people with no murders? The people with 8 murders.
Yeah, man, it's looking like the feds is doing anything they can to make sure Big U gets knocked all the way down and taken all the way away. We finna let Al Prophet wrap up the rest of this Peter Contiana, but y'all know the deal, man. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. We up out of here.
Big U, what he was doing. Don't know if there's any more developments in the Rayshawn
New text message from Olivia 2026.
murder, but we shall see.
New text message from Olivia 2026.
So no new charges for Big U other than some overt acts and some other maybe extortion stuff. The things that were already in the bad stuff that was in the phone call, I'll try to repost me going through some of that. And there has been a superseding indictment, but not that exciting as far as I can tell. They're just trying to add more stuff, so it's harder for him to get out of it. But I should have access to the full document soon. I don't know what the hell Pacer had. It says I have to call a 1-800 number. I don't know why I pay for Pacer. Maybe they're just having a temporary system glitch or something like that. We shall see. So there you go, Al Prophet American Dope.
Apollo Jackson. It's dangerous. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboard. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. That nigga ball like game 6. That nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let him hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall. 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell it. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's never outside, nigga.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboards. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Friends is hella fake, I know we're enemies. Intention, I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so with this mind, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.